United States weather urgent update. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States is entering an extremely unstable and potentially dangerous weather phase. A large-scale atmospheric storm system is developing and rapidly moving from the Great Plains toward the northeast. It is forecast to bring widespread severe weather over the next 2 days. From Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas through the Mississippi Valley and all the way to the Great Lakes and the Northeast. Tens of millions of Americans are under threat from damaging winds, large hail, and potentially dangerous tornadoes. The National Weather Service has upgraded its alerts and urged residents to closely monitor this system, calling it possibly the most significant severe weather outbreak since early autumn. At this moment, radar imagery shows a strong low-pressure center spinning over North Texas and southern Kansas, drawing in warm, moist southwesterly flow from the Gulf of Mexico. This warm, humid air is being forced upward into cooler, drier air aloft, creating ideal conditions for explosive thunderstorm development. This morning, much of the central and eastern U.S. still appears calm, even sunny in places, but experts warn this is merely the calm before the storm. Beginning around 10 to 11 a.m., towering storm clouds are expected to erupt along the Mississippi River Valley, from eastern Texas and central Oklahoma through southern Missouri. As these storms mature, they could evolve into supercells, the most dangerous type of thunderstorm capable of producing intense tornadoes, large hail, and destructive winds. According to the Storm Prediction Center, SPC, today's highest risk area stretches from eastern Oklahoma through central Arkansas into northern Louisiana and Mississippi. Here, wind gusts could reach up to 100 km per hour, 60 miles per hour. Hail may exceed 2 inches in diameter, and several tornadoes could form quickly during the afternoon. The SPC has placed this region under a level 2, slight risk, though an upgrade to enhanced risk remains possible if current atmospheric trends continue. A broader level 1, marginal, risk extends from Michigan down to the Gulf Coast, including northern Florida and much of the Ohio Valley, areas still vulnerable to a few weaker tornadoes or scattered damaging winds. Of particular concern is the broad tornado potential zone, the largest seen in months. The brown-shaded region on SPC maps covers nearly all of Arkansas, northern Louisiana, central Mississippi, and eastern Oklahoma, where the probability of tornadoes is around 5%, meaning 1 or 2 strong tornadoes could occur within hundreds of miles. The surrounding 2% area stretches from southern Michigan to the Florida Panhandle, including Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. If prefrontal supercells, storms forming ahead of the main cold front, develop, stronger tornadoes could emerge, especially between 1 and 4 p.m. when atmospheric instability peaks. Expected timeline. Around noon, isolated storms will begin near the Red River region along the Texas-Oklahoma border. By early afternoon, these will organize into a squall line extending from central Texas through Arkansas up into Missouri. This is when storms transition from scattered to a massive, continuous, wall of wind, moving eastward. During this phase, embedded QLCS tornadoes, brief spin-ups within the squall line, will be most likely, small but fast-forming and potentially damaging. By late afternoon, 5 to 6 p.m., the entire state of Arkansas will be under heavy rain and high winds, with the most severe activity focused in the southwest, around Texarkana, Little Rock, and Shreveport. Farther north, Missouri, Illinois, and Kentucky will experience intense thunderstorms with lightning and hail, though generally weaker than those farther south. Still, travel disruptions are likely along major Mississippi River routes. By 8 to 9 p.m., most of the severe activity will shift into Tennessee and Kentucky, gradually weakening overnight but maintaining gusty winds and heavy rain, especially in Tennessee, Alabama, and southern Illinois. By Sunday morning, the storm will move into the Great Lakes and Midwest, spreading rain and thunderstorms across Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and New York. Though instability will have decreased, strong upper-level winds could still generate 60 to 70 km per hour gusts and localized heavy downpours. In areas near Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, wind damage and isolated power outages are possible. Meteorologists warn of a slight risk for 1 or 2 weak tornadoes around Buffalo, Cleveland, or Pittsburgh, where warm southern air collides with cooler Canadian air. Along the Gulf Coast, scattered strong storms may develop Sunday morning between Panama City, Florida, and Mobile, Alabama. Some may generate waterspouts, a few of which could move onshore as brief tornadoes. However, widespread impacts are not expected. Central and southern Florida should remain largely unaffected, sunny and stable, with temperatures between 31 to 33 degrees Celsius, upper 80s to low 90s degree F. Meanwhile, the northeast U.S., from New York to New England, will see strong coastal winds Sunday through Monday. Gusts of 60 to 70 kilometers per hour, 40 to 45 miles per hour, may hit coastal Maine, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. Residents are urged to secure outdoor items and prepare for scattered tree damage. Once this storm passes, the U.S. won't get much of a break. Medium-range GFS and ECMWF models show another low-pressure center developing over North Dakota and Montana early next week, bringing strong winds to the Great Lakes and Midwest Monday to Tuesday. Light snow is even possible across northern North Dakota and southern Canada by Monday night as upper-level temperatures dip below freezing. From Wednesday through Friday, conditions will stabilize across most of the country, dry weather and comfortable temperatures. However, forecasters are monitoring another potential trough moving east from the Rockies late next week. If this system taps Gulf moisture, another severe weather event could unfold across Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Temperature trends. The cold air behind this weekend's storm will drop readings by 8 to 12 degrees Celsius, 15 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, below average across the Midwest and northern states. Morning lows in Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota could fall to 6 to 8 degrees Celsius, mid-40s degree F. Meanwhile, the southeast and Gulf Coast will remain hot and humid with highs around 32 to 34 degrees Celsius, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. By midweek, warm air from the west will rebound eastward, leading to another quick warm-up, a typical warm-cold-warm October transition. Rainfall totals will also be significant. The Weather Prediction Center, WPC, expects 50 to 100 millimeters, 2 to 4 inches, of rain from eastern Oklahoma to central Mississippi, with isolated areas topping 150 millimeters, 6 inches. This may trigger flash flooding, especially in low-lying urban and river valley areas. Authorities warn drivers, turn around, don't drown. Just 30 centimeters, 1 foot, of fast-moving water can sweep away a car. While the central and eastern U.S. brace for storms, the west remains relatively calm. California, Nevada, and Arizona will stay sunny with highs around 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, 70s-80s degree F. Though dry air and desert winds could heighten fire danger in northern California's Sacramento Valley. The Pacific Northwest, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, may see light showers by midweek as a weak northwesterly system arrives. Welcome moisture to ease long-standing drought and wildfire risk. Overall, the next 7 days paint a picture of striking contrast: violent storms in the east, tranquility in the west, a hallmark of the fall transition when the jet stream shifts southward, clashing cold Arctic air with warm, moist Gulf air to spark classic October outbreaks. Meteorologists emphasize that the most dangerous 48 to 72 hours lie ahead for the corridor from eastern Texas to Tennessee, including major cities such as Dallas, Little Rock, Memphis, and Jackson, with dense populations and critical transport routes. Even short disruptions could have wide impacts. Live tornado coverage is expected later today on major weather networks. Residents should keep alerts enabled and be ready to act immediately when warnings are issued. Sometimes just a few minutes' notice can mean the difference between safety and danger. After this system exits, a brief calm of 3 to 4 days is likely before another potential round of severe weather by next weekend. Early model hints suggest renewed activity across Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. the same regions impacted this time, signaling that October will remain highly active with alternating cold surges and spring-like thunderstorm outbreaks. In summary, the U.S. stands at a seasonal crossroads, where Arctic air collides with tropical warmth, spawning powerful weather systems. Meteorologists believe this pattern may foreshadow a colder than average winter, and what we are witnessing now could be the early prelude to a series of extreme events. Key takeaway. Over the next 48 hours, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and western Tennessee face the highest tornado and severe storm risk. Residents across the Midwest and Northeast should prepare for strong winds, heavy rain, and possible power outages Sunday night. Emergency services and meteorological agencies are on full alert. Thank you for watching this special report. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to receive immediate updates if conditions worsen. Let us keep everyone in the storm's path in our thoughts and prayers, hoping all remain safe through this major weather event. Have a peaceful evening, and we'll see you again in our next weather bulletin.